Good evening, and welcome to the Penfield Town Board Legislative Meeting for Wednesday, November 2nd, 2022. I'd like to call this meeting to order, and with that, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. May I have the town clerk call the roll, please?
Cinti.
Here.
Drawe.
Here.
Kohl.
Here.
Lee.
Here.
Ockenden.
Here.
Thank you. And I'd like to begin with our communication and announcements, starting with our town clerk.
Okay, thank you, Supervisor Cinti. Extended application for leftover deer management permits began November 1st. Applications will be accepted at license issuing outlets only. And so that there's no confusion, the town of Penfield and the town clerk's office is one of those outlets. Applications will not be accepted by phone, mail, or online. Hunters may apply for and receive up to two additional leftover DMPs. Applicants with licenses that are exempt from paying a DMP application fee, or hunters who have previously applied for DMPs this license year, will not be charged any additional fees during the extended application period. Otherwise, there is a non-refundable $10 application fee for leftover DMPs. Please remember, the DMPs are only valid for antlerless deer. For information on what wildlife management units are still available, please visit www.dec.ny.gov/outdoor, or you can always call me at 340-8629. And also, just a reminder that on November 1st, that was the last day for free lifetime replacement tags, and so moving forward, they will be $15. Also, a reminder that Election Day will be held next Tuesday, November 8th, from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. On that day, you must vote at your assigned polling location. If you are not sure where your location is, please visit the Board of Elections website at monroecounty.gov/elections or call them at 753-1550. And if you are not able to vote on that day, not to worry, you can still take advantage of our early voting tomorrow through Sunday. For available polling locations and voting times, please visit the Board of Election website. And again, that email address is monroecounty.gov/elections. Or again, you can contact me at 340-8629. In Penfield, early voting is at Dolomite Lodge, 1628 Jackson Road.
Thank you very much. Councilperson Ockenden.
Thank you. I do have a few announcements. First off, daylight savings time ends this Sunday, November the 6th. Time to change your clocks. At 2 o'clock in the morning, it takes effect. It's also a good time to test and change the batteries in both your smoke detectors and your carbon monoxide alarms. So again, this Sunday, November the 6th, daylight savings goes into effect. Next, keeping leaves out of our storm drains. It's that time of year where, as we all know, the leaves are feverishly falling. It's dangerous for our cyclists and our motorists. The leaves will tend to ruin streams and lakes and can cause flooding, backed up stormwater. So again, how you can help with this problem is to try to help keep the leaves off of the street. Leave your grass clippings on the lawn, mow away from the pavement. Try to sweep or blow your clippings back onto the lawn, and consider making compost. Again, if you have a storm drain in your yard, in your area, please try to keep the leaves away from it. It'll help with the runoff during our wet season here. And then lastly, keeping with the time of year, the theme for where we are, unfortunately, winter parking restrictions will be going into effect on November the 15th and will be in effect until April 1st. So again, November 15th to April 1st. There's no on-street parking of any vehicle on all town roads, shoulders, including highways, and this will be from 2 o'clock in the morning till 7 o'clock in the morning. For more information on that and any of these items, you can visit our website at penfield.org. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Councilperson Drawe.
Thank you. I have a couple announcements as well. And so a reminder, coming up on Friday, November 11th is Veterans Day, and the Penfield town offices will be closed, and we hope that everyone will honor all those who serve on Veterans Day. Secondly, I have Penfield's Trails Committee is having a guided hike at Sherwood Fields Park at 2514 Penfield Road, and that will be on Saturday, November 12th at 10 a.m. It'll a chance for you to explore a 40-acre farm fields, now open to meadow, some forests. It's split there by Commission Ditch. There's primary trails are accessible, and it's great bird watching, and you meet at the parking lot. So if you'd like to register for this hike, you can call 585-340-8655. And hope to, the weather's been beautiful. Hopefully it'll be a beautiful day as well next week. And my last announcement here, the Town of Penfield's Holiday Blast is coming on Saturday, December 10th from 10 to 1 p.m. at the Penfield Community Center on 1985 Baird Road. There'll be games, a photo booth, cookie decorating, crafts, music, mechanical reindeer, sleigh rides. I don't know how they'll do those, but, and more. So it's in conjunction with, you can contact more information at www.penfield.org/events. And it's also, being brought in some help from the Browncroft Community Church. So thank you for that. Look forward to that.
Thank you very much. Councilperson Kohl.
Okay, I have several announcements. The Penfield Public Library is seeking new members. The Library Board of Trustees is a 9-member panel that provides strategic direction for the library operations. Terms beginning January 2023. Applications are available at the library or at www.penfieldlibrary.org. And holiday schedule, as Debbie mentioned, Veterans Day is Friday, November 11th, closed. Wednesday, November 3rd, the town hall is closing at 5 p.m. And then Thursday, the 24th, of course, Thanksgiving, the town hall is closed. This is the library, too. Library's closing. That's what I'm saying. Geez, I'm confusing that one. The library's closing early on the 23rd. I don't know if you are or not. The library. Arsenic and Old Lace. Arsenic and Old Lace is the play that's being produced and done right now through the Penfield Players. They've had their opening weekend, and now November 4th, 5th at 8 p.m., November 6th, 2 p.m., November 11th and 12th, 8 p.m. You can get tickets at the Penfield Community Center, which is easy to do. That's what I did. Or you can go online and get it at penfieldplayers.org. And then finally, like Debbie had a holiday event, we have the Penfield Symphony Community Concert. It's going to take place December 5th, 2022 at 7:30 at the Penfield High School. Tickets are now available at penfieldsymphony.org. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Councilperson Lee.
Thank you. Good evening. The town of Penfield has several positions available for employment. Candidates can learn more information and submit their applications online at penfield.org/employment. The Penn Senior Rides is seeking volunteer drivers to provide transportation for senior residents in the towns of Brighton and Penfield. If you're available or would like to learn more, please contact Penn at the phone number there, or you can check online at Facebook. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I just have two quick announcements. The first is that the Penfield Heroes Wall is definitely in progress. We are asking if any active servicemen and women in the community could be recognized. We will have an area at the community center for them, for their photo to be displayed. If you would like to honor a member of the Penfield community actively serving in the military, please visit our website at penfield.org/heroeswall. And it's our hope to get this up during the month of November and then have a kind of an opening ceremony on Pearl Harbor Day. And more information to come about that. And then, to Councilperson Kohl's point, the Penfield town offices will be closed November 23rd and 24th for Thanksgiving. So thank you. I believe that concludes our communication and announcements. We do have one public hearing on the agenda. And then the town clerk can read that in.
to allow a roofing business at 1854 Penfield Road in the Four Corners zoning district. The legal notice was published in the Webster Herald on October 19th, 2022, posted on the town's website and town clerk bulletin board. 22 postcards were mailed.
Thank you very much. I would like Ms. Ivers to tee this up for us.
Sure. As we discussed at a prior work session meeting, application was received. The property owner, I believe, became the new owner relatively recently. He has a roofing business. He was not aware of the requirements in the Four Corners district to obtain a new conditional use permit associated with the having the business there, and the requirement for the town board's approval of signage, which he had installed already on the site. The applicant did inquire with me late this afternoon as to whether or not he needed to attend the public hearing tonight. He indicated that he had work today, so I don't see him here, and it looks like he's not attending the public hearing. I did advise him that he needs to attend, or really should attend next week's work session meeting, so that the board will have an opportunity to address the application, ask any questions, anything related to his plans for the use and operation of the property. So I think that's really the only update I have, and I think I'll certainly share with this board that communication, so you have it for your records, and then I'll let you know if there's any issues or conflicts with his attendance next week. If he is not able to attend for some reason, I would recommend that the application be tabled until such time that he can come in to review the application with the board.
Thank you for that. Before we ask any questions, I do want to alert the community if they'd like to participate by phone. It's 340-8771, or you can reach us online at penfield.org. Can you just give a very high level? I realize the applicant isn't here. If to the extent you can share, the type of business, employees, et cetera.
So I don't have
before I open it up to the board.
Yeah, so I don't have information related to the business operation. That's really something the applicant would need to be able to address. We are aware that currently the property is in violation because of the storage of materials and bulk refuse located on the property associated with the business. The applicant also initiated construction of a shed. If the board members go out to the site, you'll see the start of the shed construction. The code enforcement unit and building department did indicate that that could not happen. They need a building permit for a structure like that, and town board approval of the conditional use permit, along with approval of the location of the shed, is needed before a permit could be issued. So he stopped work on that. My understanding is that the shed is being proposed so that he has a place to store materials related to the roofing business. And so I'm not sure, to be honest with you, of the occupancy of the remainder of the building. I do know that there are tenant spaces, dwelling units. I don't know for sure how many there are currently and how many are occupied, and if he's one of the occupants. I don't have that for sure. On the application, he did provide 1854 Penfield Road as his address, as both the owner and the applicant. So I don't know if that's where he's living or if he just put his address because he owns the property.
Okay, I'm sensitive to the fact that the applicant isn't here. I get that it's nicer weather and probably was trying to work, but he does need to be here next week.
Yeah, and I will communicate with him that if he can't be here, we will table the application until such time that he can be.
Okay.
I think that's, obviously you can't move on an application unless you can ask questions and get information you need to render a decision.
Right, because I do share concerns about the state of the property. I did go and visit it today, so
right.
I am concerned. I would like to ask the board members if they have any questions or comments at this time.
Have you talked to our town attorney? Because, a public hearing, and they don't show up, you usually deny the public hearing, and we start all over. We have yet to meet this person.
Well, I was just informed that he wasn't coming like 5 minutes ago, so I haven't talked to the attorney.
I did check with the attorney prior to responding to the applicant about whether it's required or not. By law, he's not required to attend. It's good practice, and I indicated to him that it's customary for applicants to be here. I can certainly confer with Peter to see if there's something in our code that requires his attendance at the hearing, and then we can go from there. I think there are instances in other places where an applicant can't attend, and so the public hearing goes on, but I think in this instance, we can find that out for sure.
I think we've had other public hearings where the applicant didn't show up
Right.
and came to a work session at a later date. I do believe I remember that.
Okay.
I remember the opposite, that we denied the application because they didn't come. You know, this one is unique, too. It's not just a change of use that's easy and everybody get letters of support or something like that. This is something that is...
Yeah, I think unfortunately,
Has issues.
the way this arrived at the town board is by way of a code concern that was found to be a violation. So violation of the condition of property maintenance requirements in terms of how the backyard is being maintained currently, and then violation of the fact that the proper permit was not issued prior to him operating that business out of that location. Notification was sent. It did take him some time to respond, and the matter was referred to town court, and that's when we received the application. I think I indicated that to you at a past work session.
You did.
So there is either a lack of understanding of the process, or I'm not sure. I think that's something the applicant would have to address. I'm not sure that I can.
Okay. Are there any additional comments for Carrie?
I'll let the applicant know that the matter won't be continued. The application won't be reviewed until he can be in the room with the meeting.
We appreciate that.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, but regardless, in terms of the public participating, I don't see anyone on the phone or online. So, and I don't see anyone in the audience who wishes to speak to this. So I'm fine with declaring the public hearing closed at this point.
Sure, and I think as with any other public hearing, if anyone watching or wanted to provide written comment to the board, that's something that the board always takes into consideration and receives even after the public hearing has been formally closed.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We'll read in any comments to the record.
Okay.
Thanks. Okay, that leads us to our first public participation session. Again, if you would like to participate by phone, 340-8771, or at penfield.org. I would ask the town clerk if she has any communication to read in.
I do. I received 2 communications for public participation. The first one that I received was from employees of Salon Enza at 1784 Penfield Road, and it's regarding the intersection of 5 Mile Line Road and Liberty Street in Penfield. They write, regardless of the time of day, 5 Mile Line Road at this junction is a very busy road, either heading south to Route 441 or heading north toward Atlantic, 2 very busy cross intersections. Attempting to turn from Liberty Street onto 5 Mile Line Road to head north is extremely dangerous as a couple of different situations occur. First, drivers do not comply with laws regarding blocking side roads and will not allow traffic from Liberty Street onto 5 Mile Line Road. This alone becomes challenging attempting to creep into the traffic. Second, when drivers do stay back to allow traffic flow to turn onto 5 Mile Line Road from Liberty Street, the cars are backed up too closely. Due to no sight line to oncoming traffic, pulling onto 5 Mile Line becomes increasingly hazardous. Occasionally, a nice driver waiting will kindly wave a driver on Liberty Street in the blind spot to enter 5 Mile Line Road, or will shake their head no, as only they can see oncoming traffic. Is there a better way to make visibility for the northbound drivers turning onto 5 Mile Line Road? They suggest possibly a mirror. Thank you for listening and considering the danger. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact either Karen Mustafa or Stephanie Hudson at Salon Enza. Their phone number is for a later, for a later date. Okay. We don't want them to be inundated.
Could I just respond quickly? Because
Yes,
this is
please.
that we can refer this to the Transportation Committee that actually meets on November 15th at 5 p.m. And the person is welcome to discuss her concerns. I also want to mention that that's the second concern I've received on Liberty Street, and I did forward that also to Mr. Valentine, who chairs the committee.
I chair the committee. but Mr.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Supervisor, may I also recommend, if it's okay with this board, we could take that communication and forward it to Monroe County DOT, that's a Monroe County roadway, and ultimately any installation, in addition to the recommendations of the Transportation Committee, would ultimately require permitting through Monroe County DOT.
Sure, and I do want to mention that there's also representation from
Oh,
the Monroe
wonderful.
County
Yes, that's right.
Transportation Committee there. And my apologies, Councilperson Drawe.
No, not at all. I just wanted to make sure you didn't throw Mark in there.
Not a problem. We do have a call on hold that I want to get to. I know you have 2 comments, so can we hold the second one?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. Let's hear from Eileen Rona, 1854 Penfield Road. I do believe this is probably related to the public hearing, but it just came through, so
Okay.
I feel comfortable with accepting it. Okay?
Do you want to, for the purposes of the record, maybe make a motion or reopen the public hearing so that it's officially part of the public hearing?
That's what she's talking about.
Sure.
I don't know if you need to do that, but I'm not the attorney, so I'm not sure if you need a motion to do that or not, or if you just want to verbally say that.
I can just put it before the closed,
Okay.
which I've typically done before if somebody's called in later on.
Okay.
So I'm happy to do it that way
Wonderful.
if everybody else on the town board is.
I'm comfortable with that, and I also know sometimes there's a delay with getting through or something. I have to be sympathetic to
Absolutely.
understanding of that. Okay. All right, so Brian, can we put forth Ms. Rona?
Hello.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi, Eileen, could you just state your name and address for the record?
Yes, this is Eileen Rona from 1850 Penfield Road.
Was that 1850 or 1854?
1850.
Thank you.
Okay, go
Yes,
ahead.
We are the owners of the property next to the applicant, and we just wanted to clarify 2 questions. Number one, the property maintenance that needs to be addressed. Obviously, we've sent in some questions about it in the past, and we want to make sure that that is at the foremost attention of you guys when you approve or disapprove anyone running a business next to us. The other question I was really concerned about it is if the application is not during a public hearing like this and it's only during a work session with the applicant, how do we get any kind of public input towards that application?
Well, it's an interesting question. Typically, when you have a public hearing, comments are actually directed to the board anyway. So it wouldn't necessarily be the applicant would have to answer.
Well, we don't get any information from the applicant during a public hearing tonight, so we can't ask any questions because it'll only be during a work session.
Well, what we could do is actually motion to keep this public hearing open. We could reopen it and then do
Yeah.
it that way and
You
keep it
certainly
open.
could. You've
Yeah.
kept other public hearings open,
Right.
or you can make the vote to reopen it and make that information available. I would really want to check with the town attorney about the best way to proceed with that.
That part would be best, that
Yeah.
there would be a vote.
You'll need
Yeah.
a date, to advertise
Yeah,
legally, you need a date.
Right.
You can't just say we're going to reopen it and the public wouldn't know when it's happening,
But I would leave it open, right?
Right.
Except I already closed it.
Yeah, so I think what might be, so with the applicant's information provided at a future work session, if any of the information was, the basic information on the application is provided on the town's website, so anybody can view that information readily. If anything came to light through the application review with the applicant that sort of changed the understanding of what was happening on the property or how the property was going to be used, at that point, the town board could indicate that they want to reopen the public hearing and re-advertise it.
Re-advertising and
Yes.
starting all over again would probably be,
The best way to
All right,
proceed.
we'll do that then. We'll do the work session, and then we'll we'll do up another public hearing.
Correct. And I
Is
think,
the work session open to the public also?
It is,
Yes.
absolutely.
You?
It is open to the
Do we have
public.
that? Okay, I'm home with COVID, otherwise I would have come in. I just want to make sure, can we view it online, or is it something we have to attend?
No, you can view it online, absolutely.
Oh, perfect.
Yes,
Okay,
and
yeah.
I hope you feel better.
Oh, thank you, yeah, I'm just not out in public right now, so.
Understood.
Thank you so much.
Understood. So is everyone comfortable with just making another motion to have another public hearing, advertising it as such?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Thank you. All right,
Thank you.
you're very welcome, Eileen.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, no other calls on hold, so go right ahead with your next comment.
did you want to do a vote on the re-advertising and?
I think we're going to determine whether or not they want to, they need or want to have a separate or a second public hearing based on finding or information presented to the board by the applicant. Was that my understanding?
You could do it at the work session.
Yep.
You could-
We could do that. sure.
Yes.
That was my understanding.
Okay.
The second one I received, second email letter I received was from Kevin Gallagher. He states this is a follow-up about the conservation easement on Dublin Hill from the last public meeting. Since there was a town board work session last week, it seems you missed an opportunity to discuss the issue. There is one more opportunity, a town board work session coming up next week. While I am not able to be present at tonight's meeting, I look forward to being able to attend in person in the near future. That was from Kevin Gallagher.
Thank you very much. Any other comments for public hearing? Okay. I will declare this public participation section closed. Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda?
I'd like to add Resolution 236 to the agenda.
All right.
I'll second it.
All right, I have a motion by Councilperson Kohl with a second by Councilperson Drawe. And could I have a roll call vote, please, from the town clerk?
Cinti,
Aye.
Drawe.
Aye.
Kohl.
Aye.
Lee.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
5 ayes.
All right, approval of minutes from October 5th.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilperson Ockenden with a second by Councilperson Lee. If there are no questions or comments, we can go to a roll call vote.
Cinti,
Aye.
Drawe.
Aye.
Kohl.
Aye.
Lee.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
5 ayes.
Thank you. I'd like to ask town board members and the town clerk if they've received any petitions.
No.
No, ma'am.
Okay? Since there are no petitions received, then we can go right into our resolutions by function.
Adoption of final budgets for fiscal year 2023.
So moved.
Second.
So whereas the town board of the town of Penfield, having on the 19th day of October 2022, commencing at 6:30 PM, duly held a public hearing on the preliminary budgets for the fiscal year beginning January 1st, 2023. And whereas all requirements of Article 102 through 109 of the New York State Town Law for preparation and adoption of the general, highway, and library budgets have been met. And whereas all requirements of Article 15 of the New York State Town Law for preparation and adoption of the special district budgets have been met. And whereas, in addition to the above legal requirements, a presentation of the 2023 tentative budget was made here at the Town Board meeting on September 21st. And whereas all persons desiring to be heard in this matter of the budgets of the Town of Penfield for the fiscal year 2023 having been fully heard. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the final budgets for the general, highway, and library funds and the special districts be in the same are hereby adopted as the annual budgets for the fiscal year beginning January 1st, 2023, and that such annual budgets as so adopted, be entered in the minutes of the proceeding of this town board, and of the annual budgets made available for public inspection at the town clerk's office during normal business hours, as well as in the finance office at the town hall located at 3100 Atlantic Avenue, and the public library at 1985 Baird Road. So be it further resolved that the town clerk of the town of Penfield certify as provided by law duplicate copies of the said annual budgets together with assessment rolls for the town and provide to the supervisor of this town, and that the supervisor shall provide such copy to the Monroe County Legislature as required by law. Thank you. I'm very pleased to be able to present this, read this adoption of our final budget here for the town of Penfield. I think we need to thank Barbara Chiardo for her all the work that she's done on this budget, as well as the department heads. I know, Supervisor, you have spent a lot of time on this as well. I'm real happy that the town we're being very fiscally responsible. And I know that you have some more words you'd like to say about this, so I will let you as well. So. Thank you.
Okay, well, I have a motion by Councilperson Drawe and a second by Councilperson Kohl. Is there anyone who wishes to discuss this resolution? Okay, I do want to thank Councilperson Drawe for her comments. I also want to encapsulate just a few highlights for this budget and remark, first of all, this was, I think, a very transparent process. We had at least 2 budget presentations. We had a public hearing. This was on the website for about a month. Additionally, we published, I think, 1 or 2 messages, the supervisor's messages about the budget as well. I do want to remind you that your property tax bill is comprised of 3 taxing entities. That's the school, the county, and the town. The school is about 69% of your tax bill. County is about 24%, and I want to say it's roughly 7% of the piece of pie is the town budget. So that is what we're discussing here. This town board has shown a commitment to fiscal responsibility by holding the tax levy flat. And reval has resulted in our tax rate dropping from $2.78 to $2.10 per 1,000. And I do want to also extend my gratitude not just to Barbara Chiardo, our Director of Finance, but all the department heads who worked on this, and also town board members for their participation throughout the process. So with that, and with a motion and second, could you please call the roll?
Cinti.
Aye.
Drawe.
Aye.
Kohl.
Aye.
Lee. Aye. Ockenden.
Aye.
5 ayes.
Thank you again for the support.
Authorization for release of a sanitary sewer easement located at 100 YMCA Way.
So moved.
Second.
So whereas the owners of the property at 100 YMCA Way have requested that the town of Penfield release the sanitary sewer easements and the drainage easement on said property, whereas the original easements were recorded in the Monroe County Clerk's office as follow, and I'll read them. Lieber 9742 of the deeds, sanitary sewer easement. Lieber 10284 is a drainage easement. Lieber 10253 is a sanitary sewer easement. Lieber 10253 also is an assess easement over Lot 1. Lieber 10253 is an assess easement over Lot 4. And Lieber 10253 is an assess easement over Lot 6. So whereas these easements are no longer needed, as new easements have been filed to replace them. So now, therefore, be it resolved that the town board of the town of Penfield authorizes the supervisor to sign a release of easement to permit a release of the existing easements as shown on the attached maps entitled easement abandonment plan as prepared by BME Associates, and that's dated 5/31/22. So be it further resolved that the release of easement shall be in the town's format and shall be recorded at the Monroe County Clerk's Office with a certified copy of this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you. Motion by Councilperson Drawe with a second by Councilperson Lee. Any discussion or comments? Seeing none, roll call vote.
Cinti.
Aye.
Drawe.
Aye.
Kohl.
Aye.
Lee.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
5 ayes. Establishment of extension number 61 to the Penfield Consolidated Sanitary Sewer District, Arbors Mixed Use Development District.
So moved.
Second.
So whereas a public hearing was held here on October 19th to consider the petition and to hear all persons interested in the establishment of the Arbors Mixed Use Development District Number 61, and whereas the town board received no negative and/or substantial input regarding this matter, so now therefore be it resolved that the annexed order be executed by the town supervisor and members of the town board to establish the Arbors Mixed Use Development Sewer District Extension Number 61. Thank you.
Thank you. I have a motion by Councilperson Drawe and a second by Councilperson Ockenden. Any discussion or questions? And then a roll call vote.
Cinti.
Aye.
Drawe.
Aye.
Kohl.
Aye.
Lee.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
5 ayes.
Okay, that concludes the resolutions by function for Section 8. Is there any old business before the board? Any new business before the board?
Authorization for supervisor to sign recreation contracts.
So moved.
Second.
The town board authorized the town supervisor to sign the following recreation contracts. There are 2 of them, one with Quinn Webb and one with Sandra Kohler, and they're both contracted to be interpreters for the Penfield Players Fall 2022 performance of Arsenic and Old Lace. I know this is the first time they've done this. They did it on their own, thinking this is something that's a good thing to have in the play performances. They haven't done it before, so. To me, it's kudos to Penfield players for seeking this out and participating and getting an interpreter to help out with the performance.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? All right, a motion by Councilperson Kohl with a second by Councilperson Lee.
Cinti.
Aye.
Drawe.
Aye.
Kohl.
Aye.
Lee.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
5 ayes.
All right, we are at our second public participation session for the evening. Again, 340-8771, or you can reach us at penfield.org. I'll just give that a moment, and while I'm doing that, I just want to announce that there is no executive session this evening, and our next legislative meeting will be November 16th, 2022. Again, not seeing anyone on hold or on our website. So I will declare this public participation session closed and also declare this meeting adjourned at 7:09 p.m. Our thanks to PCTV, to Greg, and to our town clerk for their assistance this evening. Thank you.